Good evening. You are with the Urban Debate tonight. I'm Seher Zama. And we are barely a fortnight today after the Model Code of Conduct that came into play with the announcement of the election dates. The Election Commission today has released the figure of unaccounted for cash, drugs, other valuables that have been seized so far from across the country. And it has already reached a total of 1,582 crore rupees, out of which 377 crores is black money. This is the same black money that the government promised was already weeded out of the system. Once again, is the purpose of the 2016 demonetization drive that will be questioned. There is an attempt today, yet again, to buy you, to buy your vote.
On the debate tonight, elections are back and so is black money. Across India, as the election fever comes to a boil, stashes of cash were seized by officials of the Election Commission from several parts of the country. The Congress party has levelled a cash for votes charge against Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu. Congress party released two sensational videos. The videos allegedly show how authorities raided and found almost 2 crore in cash from the convoy of Arunachal CM Pema Khandu and BJP State Unit Chief Tapir Gao.
बहुत ही गलत एक एलिगेशन है। तो इसमें देखिए अभी पैसा किसका है किसका नहीं है, इसका तो जो जांच जो होगा वो तो इलेक्शन कमीशन का अंतर्गत और इनकम टैक्स के अंदर में होगा। तो जिसका भी पैसा है वो वहां जाके जवाब देके वहां क्लैरिफाई करेंगे वो।
In Tamil Nadu, over 21 crore rupees in cash was seized by the poll panel during searches at Vellore and Coimbatore. The seizures are allegedly linked to Durai Murugan, the sitting MLA of Vellore and DMK treasurer. From Adyar, Chennai, the election flying squad officials seized 55 lakhs during their routine checks from a private firm employee. 22 lakh rupees in cash has also been seized in Narsinghpur, Madhya Pradesh from a vehicle. Mirror now asks, the centre had claimed to make several efforts like demonetization to clean up the economy, but has there been a real impact on ground? Let's debate.
Yes, let's throw this open tonight to our panelists. We have Professor Gaurav Vallabh, who's spokesperson of the Congress, Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, former Chief Information Commissioner, Kingshuk Nag, senior journalist, Major General Anil Verma, who is the head of the ADR, Association for Democratic Reforms, and Dr. Gulresh Sheikh, spokesperson of the BJP. I'm going to be making a start with Major General Anil Verma of the ADR, because ADR, as an independent organization there, having done various such studies in the past as well on how cash and other valuables continue to be used for election, to buy votes, to influence voters. Major General, does it surprise you? This is 3 years down the line after demonetization, and it is evident black money in the system is back with a vengeance, because this time we are looking at far more that has been seized.
Yes, see, the black money never went away. As far as the elections are concerned, cash is the main source, or I would say it is the lubricant which services the election campaigns of the political parties. Even in the state elections which were conducted after demonetization, cash seizures were there. And the last 5 state assembly elections which were conducted during October to December period last year, 1,617 crores was seized. This time the good thing which the Election Commission is putting out the data is that they have converted the cash, not only, the jewelry, the drugs, the liquor, they have converted everything into cash and given the breakdown. Whereas the report for the 2014 seizures gives only cash. It doesn't it gives so many liters of liquor found and all that. So this, if you convert it, you will be surprised to know that almost 696 crores is for drugs and liquor. Now that is why Gujarat is number 1 as per the total seizures. So this is one part. The second part is, if you compare only the cash part, as per the 2014 seizures data put out by the Election Commission on its website, it was 300 crores. This time, we have already crossed
Yes.
this. This is just 2 weeks of the campaign. I mean, there's a lot of time to go. And we have already, crossed that figure. So this is a routine thing in our, it's very unfortunate, but it is a routine thing that before the elections, a huge amount of black money is inserted into the economy. It is stashed somewhere, it comes in before the elections, and then it is distributed. And it is evident from the fact that from all parties of all shades and hues, you will find that cash is being used. Now, how to control it? The political parties and the representatives who will just speak after me will say that it is the job of the Election Commission to catch. Now, my point is there any responsibility to be shown by the political parties? Do they have any accountability? Or it is that we will continue doing this, catch me if you can. That is unfortunately the status in our Indian democracy today. So if you debate it further with them, they say, what can we do? The voters ask for money. You ask the voters will say,
Mr. Shailesh, voters, I'm not sure the voters are voluntarily going to be asking for drugs. It's an absolute shame that you have our own people, our own politicians there offering drugs to people for voting. Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, please respond to that. Are you surprised with these figures here that have come in? Because there's a very clear indication here that there would be more seizures. We still haven't started. We're still a few days away from the first phase, down to the other six phases, and there would be more seizures. This is just the beginning of what has been caught.
I'm not at all surprised, to be honest. Everyone in India expects this. There is nobody in India who believes that elections are fought with white funds. And there are two fundamental problems I'd like to highlight. A, even the 2014 election seizures, have people been sent to prison, is a question nobody is asking. Nobody is asking whether people have actually been penalized and sent to prison. Cash getting caught is minor. Are people being penalized? And the answer, 99% is no. I've never heard of that. I don't know if media has any reports of that. Secondly, the election expenditure permitted to a Lok Sabha candidate is 75 lakhs. I think almost nobody in India believes that any serious candidate is spending less than 10 crores. This is a fact known across the nation. Let the political people swear, if they wish to, and say that their candidates are spending within 75 lakhs. And I'm sure years back when I was in college, I had met George Fernandez and asked him whether he would spend within the limits prescribed, and he also admitted, no, Mr. Gandhi, it's not possible. So we've got a system where citizens, media and the whole nation is living on a big lie. We want all those who want to become our lawmakers to start with law breaking. Unless we change this, my submission is we need to remove these limits, ensure that all the money that is spent is accounted for. That would be something which is maybe in the probable field. There will be at least a few honest candidates who will say, okay, I'll spend only the right amount. What we've done is we have created a monster by this completely fake expenditure limit, and then we don't punish anybody. So what is this we are doing except maybe, okay, fine, it gives something for media to talk about.
People who are caught, money that has been
lead to anything.
Seized and tracked back. So usually the process is the money that is seized is sent back to the state treasury, or if it's tracked back, it is returned to the person after the elections. There is no punishment, is what you're saying. Mr. Kingshuk Nag, would you like to respond to that? Bringing in accountability for someone to be penalized, for someone to be punished, is that what we are waiting for? As a society, we won't know our limits unless there is a punishment there, right in front of you, that you're going to be penalized, you're going to be taken to task.
No. This is not the way to bring in accountability. This is not a way to bring in accountability. You have got 20 lakh voters in each constituency. Obviously, if you have to reach each voter, you need money. So you don't have, say, 10,000 voter constituencies. So why do you blame? These political parties and their candidates are there for winning. And one of the way of winning is to spend money. And therefore, there are a lot of intra-state differences, let me tell you. States like, say, Andhra Pradesh has much more money in the system than West Bengal. That is also because of that. But the number of seats in Lok Sabha, as I said in a debate on your channel 2-3 days ago, is fixed. And the number of voters for each constituency is increasing. If I am a candidate or you are a candidate, how would you reach 20 lakh voters, tell me? You will have to spend money, otherwise you will not win. Then what is the point? So the question is, the solution is not to say, if you spend so much money, I'll send you to prison. But the solution is that instead of 500 seats in Lok Sabha, you should have 1,500 seats. So the size of the constitution, number of voters in each constituency should be less, and therefore very honorably people can win the election. But nobody has thought of it. Since 1971, the number of Lok Sabha seats are fixed at 543. So this is going to be a national corollary, and money will be spent. As a result, what is happening is in the good old days,
Gaurav Vallabh of the Congress.
Used to pay to political
Gaurav
parties
Vallabh of the Congress. Are you also going to be agreeing that we been dealing with a flawed system? It is impossible for one candidate to be reaching out to so many thousands and lakhs of people. Therefore, we buy the votes. We attempt to buy the votes.
To a certain extent, I agree. To a certain extent, I agree with the points what Mr. Nag had mentioned. But please try to understand the current government and current regime, what they are doing, and your viewers should understand. First of all, they had started with opening of Jan Dhan accounts, then they did demonetization, and then from the day demonetization had happened, we were saying that this is a tool of legalized money laundering. You are doing in all Jan Dhan accounts, not all, but many Jan Dhan accounts, ITIs are there, but there is nothing, government had not taken that case forward. First thing. Second thing, this is the first time in the CM's convoy in Arunachal Pradesh, yesterday at midnight, there is a raid and people found, the DC and SP of the district had found in the CM's convoy 1.8 crore rupees, and Election Commission is still not able to take any action. So I think Election Commission has to set certain examples so that there should be some fear of law. Otherwise, sending notices or giving warnings and
no, Gaurav, are you saying that before demonetization, before Jan Dhan, which you think is a corrupt system, there was no black money being used? There was never any black money being used earlier for the elections. You're talking for cash for votes here. We do remember cash for votes that happened inside the Lok Sabha.
I will say, before the Ek Hi Chaukidar Chor hai, the number of cases were very limited. But now it is very dhadalla. CM's convoy, we are finding 1.8 crore in Arunachal Pradesh at midnight raid. And that too, our Youth Congress representatives had informed that CM's convoy 1.8 crore is there. BJP president is sitting in the same car where 1.8 crore
how is it limited?
And unfortunately,
how is it limited? 2014 में अगर आपको 300 करोड़ कैश सीज हुआ है, in 2014 Lok Sabha elections, cash, illegal, black money that was seized was about 299.9, 300 crores. This year it is 377. Yes, it is expected to increase. But how was it limited earlier?
Ma'am, still the first phase election, the polling had not completed.
Gaurav, this argument that all ill in society has happened only in the past 4.5 years, no one's going to be accepting that.
And the third, no, I'm not saying like that, but I'm saying the legalized loot. First example I gave, the Jan Dhan and demonetization nexus. Second example I will give, you will be surprised, is the electoral bonds. You know, in the last 1 month, there is a 700 crore rupees of electoral bonds were purchased, and 95% of contribution is to BJP. And 95% of those electoral bonds are of the denomination of 10 lakh and 1 crore rupees. So this is Modi Saab and Amit Shah, they are famous for legalizing the loot. They are famous for their dirty tricks in money laundering, and they are doing that across the country. But I just want to tell both of them, via your channel.
Dr. Gulrez
that
Sheikh,
money
Gulrez of the
can't win
BJP,
the
respond to
election.
that.
Policies
and respond
goodwill
not
is going
respond
to
not
get
to
you
the
the
issue of
seats.
electoral bonds. We're not specifically discussing that today. We're discussing black money that has been seized, which was to be distributed directly to the voters. What has demonetization achieved? Black money is back with a vengeance in the system.
See, Sahar gave me some time so that I will explain, give the answers of your questions as well as Mr. Gaurav Vallabh's questions. See, be it black money, be it drug, be it alcohol, the issue you raised is very serious for the democracy, and we request the Election Commission of India to take the strongest possible action on the culprits, be it from Congress or from any party, because this stuff weakens our democracy. And I am telling you, as part of the, because this is the
No,
part
but
of my
Gulrez, what is the
BJP's
strongest
ideology.
action on the
But
culprit?
coming to the states. See, that
What
has to be
define the
taken,
strongest action?
by the Election Commission of India, and Election Commission of India has, they can even bar them from contesting the elections. They have all powers if they want. So we request them to take to do the
Gulrez, the central government made amendments to laws to introduce the system of electoral bonds, which is already being questioned by the Election Commission of India in the Supreme Court. Why couldn't the government bring in any amendments to bring in a penalty on those who are caught in distributing illicit liquor, drugs, valuables and black money in the build-up to elections?
Bonds,
why wasn't the government concerned about that?
I'm coming to all of them. Yeah. We are concerned for all of them, and as far as the election bonds are concerned, it is true that we received 90% to 95% of money because we are the biggest party in the entire world. And if Congress and other parties are not liked by the donors and the general people of India, it's not our fault, because they have lost the credibility. People believe in the leadership of Narendra Modi and they want him to be Prime Minister for again, and as far as I think for 10-15 years more. So people are donating with the open heart, so there is no harm in that. As far as the drug and alcohol is concerned, see, if you go state by state, be it Congress ruled Punjab or BJP ruled Gujarat, you can't wash away with one possibility that our hostile neighbor might also be influxing these stuff to interfere in our electoral procedure, because on the border, if you see, the condition is
Gulrez, is that the best you can do?
Almost a war-like condition. Just a couple
Is that
of
the
days
best you
back,
can do? There's black money in our country, in our currency, got caught in crores, and now you're going to be blaming our neighbor Pakistan for this as well.
No, what I was telling, I am telling specifically.
Major General Verma, please respond to that. Gulrez, I will come back to you as far as the issue of demonetization is concerned. Nothing has worked on ground. Major General Verma, please respond to that. Today, black money in the system is also Pakistan's fault.
No.
Yeah, okay. If we
I am
can,
objecting. Sahar, I am objecting because others were given
if we can
uninterrupted
just ask
time
him
and
to-
I am not given.
No, you're going off. You're going off the issue. You will need to retrospect and rethink and come back to me in 2 minutes, please. Major General Verma, please respond to that.
okay. Yeah, so one quick points I want to give. One is that if you go to the Election Commission website, you will find that there was a point about, how many are actually cases are registered and acted upon. The data is there on the website. After the 2014 elections, there were 26.5 lakh cases which were registered for this cash seizures and all. And out of which, as per this, it says action has been taken against 11.5 lakh. Which means roughly 40% action has been taken by the Election Commission or through the legal process, whatever. The second thing is this double speak by the political parties.
What action?
On one hand you say that, and I again come back to the question of...
Yeah, if you could very quickly elaborate, Major General Verma, what action is this? Because we're not seeing penalty.
Yeah.
It is either money that goes back to the state treasury or the money goes back to the person if it's traced back after the elections.
Those details are not there. Those details are not there.
What
In the
criminal
column, it
action
just
has been
says number of people against whom
Okay.
action has taken under preventive
There is
laws.
no action.
Yeah, that has not been listed out. Just the figures are given. Yeah. So
11.5
now the
lakhs.
point which I was coming to
Okay.
was that the black money was there. It is still there, and this point about the electoral bonds, as you are all aware, ADR has gone for a PIL, and now the hearing has been fixed for the 5th of April. So let's see what comes out of it. But the point is that they are saying one party is getting the largest amount of electoral bond. I would like to point out that even Congress has got 5 crores. And in their manifesto, which has been released, they have said that we will scrap the electoral bond scheme. So this is the type of doublespeak which they indulge in. I mean, if you have accepted money through electoral bond, then now you are saying that we will, scrap this scheme. So they are not serious about political
Right.
reforms. They do not want to accept responsibility that, the type of black money which is being used, it is only left to the Election Commission and the authorities to catch them, if possible.
Can I react?
Gaurav, how different is the national election bond system that has been mentioned in your manifesto different from the existing electoral bonds introduced by the BJP central government? How different is it?
See, current electoral bonds are like a bearer instrument. And it is something, I will give you a very simple example. If a government gave some work to a corporate entity of 1,000 crore and want a 10% kickback of 100 crore, so what that entity will do, what that company will do, they will go to the branch of State Bank of India, will buy the electoral bonds and will give it to the BJP. So the companies, the restrictions of the cap beyond which the company can't donate, that cap also got removed by the current government, and we had opposed this in both the houses. Now coming to Major General Verma's issue, I first of all congratulate him that he is doing right by putting the PIL against the electoral bond or the money laundering, legalized money laundering scheme. I just want to tell him that whatever money we received, we are ready to disclose the source. If they want, we are ready for that, because there is nothing wrong. We know who all are donors. It is not the big corporate houses who are just buying the electoral bonds because the loan got waived off. First point. Second point. Verma sir, let me complete, then I will react to your question. Second point, Verma sahab had mentioned about the Election Commission role. Tapir Gao, who is the BJP candidate from West Arunachal, he was sitting in the CM's convoy. Is BJP is going to remove his candidature? They should set an example. And today's Prime Minister's rally, for that rally,
we will be discussing specific cases later here. You're once again wanting to tell me what is so revolutionary, Gaurav. Gaurav, tell me what is so revolutionary about the national election bond that has been announced in your manifesto.
Regarding that Arunachal Pradesh,
what is so dramatically different? Explain, Gaurav, explain. What is so dramatically different in the formula that you have proposed?
The revolution on that Arunachal Pradesh issue.
All right, okay. Gulrez, 2 seconds. 2 seconds, you could also respond to what the Congress has proposed.
Revolutionary is that it will not be a bearer instrument. It will be, everything will be transparent. It will not be like a corporate is giving kickback to the government. It is not a legalized money laundering scheme. Everything will be fully disclosed and transparent. That is the Congress electoral bond mandate.
All right,
ma'am, if he will speak, how I can...
Okay, all right, Gulrez.
1.8 crore rupees is peanut for
all
them.
Right, Gulrez, if you could answer this question here.
Can I come?
We're talking about black money. We're talking about unaccounted wealth that has been seized by the Election Commission.
Like this? Help
us understand. No, Gulrez, help us listen to the question first. Listen to the question. Where is this black money coming from? Demonetization 2016 was such a runaway success.
See, there are...
Please help us understand. Give us that answer. Where is this black money coming from?
See, black money.
That's why we have black money back in the system, because it was a success.
Can you forget the how Ford Foundation? See, no, just let me speak, ma'am. Can you forget how Ford Foundation helped the Aam Aadmi Party during the Delhi elections? Can you forget it? That was the reason the Home Ministry during our rule has almost banned 30,000 plus NGOs, but still the game is going on. Many of the parties have links with the foreign countries, and via these NGOs, the money comes and is being used for election purposes. So I am requesting the Election Commission, and I am requesting from the day one of the moral conduct that Election Commission must be watchful on these NGOs, because they are one of the source of black money during the election time, and nobody can forget what Ford Foundation has done.
Okay, so Gulrez, according to you, one needs to be watchful of our neighbor pumping in black money into our country. One needs to be watchful. We need to request the Election Commission to be watchful. What about your responsibility as a political party? Money that has been seized, this has not been confirmed by the Election Commission, but it was found from the convoy of the Arunachal Chief Minister. Tell us, where is your responsibility?
I'm coming on that. Today only, in morning, in morning only, I spoke to the Arunachal Pradesh Bharatiya Janata Party president, and he told that he and even the Prema Kanduji, they came to know about this in morning. So it was a trap, very well planned trap by the Congress party. And believe me, sir, 1.8 crore rupee is peanut for the Congress party just to defend the Bharatiya Janata Party, and that is the reason Mr. Prema Kandu has.
So what makes you say it was a trap?
Commission to go for an inquiry, and I can bet you once the inquiry is done.
We'll wait for the Election Commission here to respond to that, even though it still hasn't.
Party will come clean on
Why are you so convinced it's a trap?
Who will not be clean?
Why should we believe it's a trap?
The only political entity in India which is known as Indian National Congress won't come clean out. You should believe it, because you see the footages. Firstly, I am telling you, you see the video footages.
Can I react?
Those packs of money, they were open. They were put open in the car. Anybody who want to steal some money or trap set by the Congress party. And was the money recovered from the CM? No. Was the money recovered from President? No. So it was a trap set by the Yuva Congress people. And these people, Congress party and their spokesperson, they always criticize and put a big question mark on the credibility of Election Commission. And today they are doing press conference and saying, see, these people of Election Commissions are also can also be seen in the video tapes. So that means Election Commission is clean.
Mr. Kingshuk Nag, should the Election Commission today, it's the end of the day that we're looking at, should the Election Commission have responded to this? This was a so-called expose announced by the Congress with an allegation early this morning, and we still haven't heard from the Election Commission on this. Why not? There are a lot of things that are evident in this video, not just the nature of money that is being recovered, which is being caught. There are number plates and vehicles that were used as well. Yes.
Election Commission should respond, but today the Election Commission is not so strong as was in the past, and therefore they may not have responded, though I have no word to say, comment anything about them. And coming to the question of money, I think the use of money in elections has increased. And today in states like Andhra Pradesh and all, you find a huge lot of industrialists and businessmen becoming politicians and MPs and ministers. Why? Because in the good old days, probably they used to make some donations to Congress party or BJP or whoever. Now they realize that if money is the game, then why should we not ourselves stand for the elections? So you got a huge number of people who are ministers and MPs who are actually businessmen and contractors. So this is a, what should I say? This is not democracy. This is not a democracy. In the name, we have got democracy, equal election system, but actually the system is loaded in favor of people who have a lot of money. Either they give it to some people or they use it themselves. So this is the issue we should be debating about, not about 10 lakh rupees seized there or 20 lakh rupees seized there. But this is the fundamental thing which nobody bothers about. And I think the number of seats in Lok Sabha should be increased. That is the only solution, how the usage of money in elections can be reduced.
All right, so you're talking about, of course, changing the entire structure here.
And I think that is the issue. Yeah. I am talking about cleaning the
Major
structure,
General
and that is
Verma,
what
yes, you wanted to step
gearing
in.
up to. So that the amount of money used in the system is less.
Yeah, I wanted to just
All right,
want to
yeah.
respond to what the BJP
General
spokesperson
Verma,
just
yes.
said. This is again a typical thing of doublespeak. BJP and Congress were found guilty of accepting foreign funding by the Delhi High Court in June 2014, against which ADR again filed a case and we won. To get out of that, they have amended all the laws and they introduced this electoral bond scheme. So it is very easy to blame the NGOs and Pakistan for everything, but the Election Commission in its affidavit to the Supreme Court the other day has said that this electoral bond scheme in the current form is conduit for political funding from foreign sources. It is a conduit for black money. It is not the NGO who's saying this. This is the Election Commission. It is given in a written affidavit. What is he talking? He is misleading people. So,
absolutely.
All the restriction, Income Tax Act, Companies Act, Reserve Bank of India Act, everything has been amended for this electoral bond scheme.
If people want to donate Bharatiya Janata Party, is there any wrong in it? And
How are you
Janata
saying?
Party
How are you
who
saying
has
that?
banned the use of
How
cash
are you
money
saying
more
that
than
the NGOs,
donations
the
more than
NGOs are a
2,000
threat
rupees?
to the political parties?
See.
Just tell me what was
Mr. Shailesh Gandhi,
My dear sir,
this is a menace. I mean,
I'm giving you an example.
It's of course a question of some people mocking the system, or this happens, this has been happening for decades, but this is no laughing matter. Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, this is a question of our democracy, to be able to vote honestly, to use your vote what you strongly feel for, instead of being susceptible or made vulnerable or being open to a bribe. This is a very, very important decision that each of us need to be taking.
I'm suggesting that the political people, absolutely, but we have linked up democracy to a kind of egalitarianism and saying that only 75 lakh rupees will be spent, which is completely a lie. I would want to challenge these political representatives to say with their heart on their hearts that their candidates spend 75 lakhs. It's a big lie. All of us know, I'm sure even you are aware, that an average candidate spends over 10 crore rupees. What is the solution? The solution, I believe, is to accept that varying amounts will be spent, yes, but it should be spent legally, officially, in an accountable manner. As far as electoral bonds are concerned, I'm slightly disappointed that the Election Commission itself did not intervene a long time back and say that this is not an acceptable form of financing, because we are going back. What we have actually been doing is avoiding accountability in the whole system. And I'm therefore again saying, even if one panel member genuinely believes that serious candidates for Lok Sabha will be spending even less than 3 crores, I'd be willing to concede that I am wrong. Breaking into 1,500 seats, even if you have 1,500 seats and have 30 lakh per candidate, we'll still land up in the same mess. Why don't we accept that limits on expenditures won't work? Period. It is like saying, if you were to expect that you set a limit which nobody can follow and then say everybody is a lawbreaker. Secondly, let people spend whatever they want, account for it. If they haven't accounted for it, serious punishments. And it's obvious from what the ADR representative also said, that I think there has been no serious action. They just say we have action. What is the action? Has anybody been sent to prison? Have there been imprisonments? Have there been criminal actions? And I'm almost certain, if there were, they would have stated on the website, this is all a facade to show that we are doing something. And perhaps none of us is interested, the way this conversation is going. Why don't you ask the political representatives even now, do they seriously want to state on national TV that 75 lakhs is a limit which is reasonable for their candidates, or which they're spending? Let them say that.
Gaurav, please respond. Each of the Congress candidates here fighting within the margin of, within that limit of 75 lakh rupees. What do you need more money for?
See, I can tell you I can tell you that most of our candidates are within this particular limit. But 2 points I want to put before the panel, and I want their opinion.
I'm saying that
Demonetization
you really believe that's
between
the truth?
8th November 2016
Mr. Gaurav, do you
to
really want
16.
us to believe that
Please,
you're
ma'am.
telling the truth?
Sir, please let me allow, sir. Please, sir, let me complete.
Gaurav, break down the expenditure for us.
Whatever you are saying. To post demonetization.
Gaurav, 75 lakhs, break down the expenditure for us. You think it suffices? What all does it help in? Where all does 75 lakh go?
Ma'am, I will break down also.
No, we want to understand the system. Break it down for us.
Give me time to complete. Post.
नहीं, आप बताइए कहाँ खर्चा आता है?
I will give you the system. ना system
no. First, give us the breakdown.
पेमा खांडू से पूछ लीजिए ना मैम, उनके पास 1,80,00,000 रुपया पड़ा है. पेमा खांडू से
नहीं, मैं आपसे पूछ रही हूँ. आप breakdown बताइए. नहीं, 75 lakhs you think is a fair margin? 75 lakhs fair margin, बताइए कहाँ खर्चा है?
You are exposed and you fell in your own trap.
Gaurav, आपने बताया it is enough.
I can't fight like a
Gulrez, I'm coming to you for the breakdown as well.
You should have a decency, na? If you allow me for a minute.
Because the people who are voting for you need to understand
let you continue.
How much money is the limit and how much is really enough. Gulrez, I'm going to be asking you for the breakdown as well. A quick, broad breakdown.
Ma'am.
Yeah, Gaurav, go ahead very quickly.
Ma'am, let me answer first of all a question which was raised. Post demonetization between 8th November 2016 to 16th November 2016, a uniform amount of 42,187 rupees were deposited in 11,20,000 bank accounts. And earlier, Finance Ministry said that we are going to scrutinize this, but later on, Finance Secretary said that we are not having resource to do this. See, this government is doing money laundering under the legal umbrella. And the second is the electoral bond, which I am talking time and again. Then coming to your question of bifurcation of 75 lakh, ma'am, our elections are not with money. Our elections are with our policies, with our nyay. We are not fighting with money, distributing liquor, distributing 2,000 rupees note. So 75 lakh is okay for us. Because, and the
so
second
what are
thing,
you using the 75 lakhs? Are you saying that your candidates are not even spending that much?
ADR. No, I am saying 75
ADR
lakhs.
Chief, please address our panelists respectfully.
We are not contesting the election with money power. We are contesting the election with our policy power, with our pro-poor policies. We are not contesting with cash for vote.
No, but 75 is the legal limit. Why don't you give me the breakdown?
But you write down. I can give you. First of
legal
all,
limit है, आप
the
बताइए
social
breakdown.
media and the print media.
Yes,
20
please.
lakh. अरे मैं बता रहा हूँ ना आपको एक का bifurcation दे रहा हूँ. Print media and other print media 20 lakh, which includes the advertisements in newspapers, banners and all those things. Second thing is the social media. If it is a urban constituency, another 20 lakh. If it's a more rural constituency, another 10 lakh. Third, vehicle and other transportation when the candidate is moving in the constituency is another 20 lakh. So if you are having a policy, you can contest in 75 lakh. But if you are not having policy, you have to distribute. So
and how many volunteers
that is the
and
difference
what's the
between BJP and second thing, ADR resource person is there. He knows what is the P&L of Congress party. Can we afford that amount of expenditure? Rallies, if there are major rallies with the star prachara,
all right,
so each rally may
Gulrez, let's get that breakdown from you. Why is 75 lakhs not enough? Why is so much cash in black being seized? Gulrez, let's get that breakdown from you now.
See, I am telling you very frankly and categorically, most of our candidates are even not able to use this 75 lakh rupees because as per my organization, our organization fights the election, the candidate is just a face. So, and organization is up till the panna level, booth level, gram level. So, we have roots which are very deep within the society, and our other offshoots also work for us. So we have reached to each and every home. So many n number of times. Even last time, the candidate from my own constituency, he was not able to
return back the money to the Election Commission
out of those 70 lakhs. So he did, but whatever amount we got through the
they return back the money.
All right, so your expenditure,
Election Commission of
your
India.
expenditure is even more conservative than the Congress.
I was to tell one thing, but today I am telling. Just listen, sir. Sahar, just listen. BJP is getting the money via electoral bonds, and you know, yesterday only a very senior officer,
which are not transparent.
Told me
Adanis are, Ambanis are buying those things.
No. Which they made via participatory notes. The money used by the Congress party in present Lok Sabha
So,
elections.
Gulrez, you're quoting electoral bonds, which has already been shot down by the Election Commission in the Supreme Court. Gulrez, while you say that, in saying that electoral bonds that are being used by a party is already been shot down by the Election Commission as a means of pumping in more illicit money, black money into the system for elections. So are you accepting there is black money that has found its place in your electoral bonds?
Those things are going in the court. Those things are in the court, and court will take its own decision. Court will take its own decision, but as far as the public is concerned, it's the belief in the people that electoral bonds is a transparent system, and under the people, the Janata is donating the money to the party they like.
Election Commission is saying electoral bonds are not transparent. Why will people believe you?
Do you know what are those participatory
Sir,
notes?
this is not Pakistan or some NGO saying that electoral bonds are not transparent. This is the Election Commission saying it.
And of these participatory
Let's get in one of our viewers calling in. We have Sudhindra from Bengaluru. Please go ahead. All right, Gulrez, you could keep your anger on hold there.
Small countries like Singapore or Madagascar.
Our viewer calling, Sudhindra from Bengaluru. Please go ahead.
Yeah,
yes, please go ahead.
Thank you. I have heard for about 7 minutes now. My only question is, if there is a will, there is a way. Now everybody, all parties are using money, black money. They are not able to pay. Why does it not throw it open? Whoever will win, whoever can throw money can get the election. We are very senior citizens. It's something the center, the state government, with the help of the quota, can definitely bring a stop to it. Added to the center, the president, definitely do it. So there is no real desire to do it. For the people of the nation, madam. This has to be taken up strongly. I've been following it up. You have been doing a good job. The politicians are playing dirty. Thank you.
All right. That's a passionate voice there speaking, and appreciate you calling in. This nonsense needs to stop. Effectively is what our viewer has told us here. I hope the politicians on our panelists are listening there. Our next caller, Mr. Anil Sood from Delhi. Please go ahead, sir.
Unfortunately, the financial booth capturing is going on, and it starts 1 year in advance from date of elections. Unless the booth-wise results are not disclosed and totalizers are used, this menace of black money cannot be stopped. Whatever Congress, BJP or whatever any other political party may say, they are all chips of the same block, and nobody is interested in controlling the black money.
Thank you. Thank you for calling us in and sharing your views here. No one is interested in controlling black money. All right, General Verma, please go ahead.
Can I make a small reaction to that?
Yeah, I want to make some quick points. Firstly, I fully agree with the second caller, whatever points he's made. Coming to the point of the election expenditure limits,
okay,
they are required to submit this report to the Election Commission within 30 days.
Yes.
And you can pick up any report of ADR, you will find that nobody has given an expenditure of more they always give between 60 to 65%, which is obviously a misleading thing. And if you recall, the late Honorable Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he stated in the parliament that we all start our career with a lie. He was referring to the election expenditure statement. So this is one part. Absolutely. The second thing, it's a very good formatted thing. The Election Commission laid down that they have to spell out on what they have spent the money. Communications, vehicles, volunteers, food, everything is laid down. You will be surprised to know that when we scrutinize these election expenditure statements of candidates, there will be no money, zero money spent on petrol, zero money on volunteers. So it is just filled haphazardly. There is no application of mind. It is just that we have to keep it between 60 to 65% of the expenditure. And I beg to differ with the Honorable Shailesh Gandhi ji as far as the limit thing. Where is the question of a level playing field in this game? If you don't have any limit, people, money bags, they will, as it is they are spending so much, then it is an open thing. I mean, they can spend any amount of money. There is no limit on the expenditure of the political parties.
No, but you were saying increase the limit. Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, would you like to clarify on that?
Done from the political party funding.
Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, 75 lakhs seems fairly workable.
Let me just finish.
Why would we need to have it limitless or even increase that limit?
Not the answer. Just removing the ceiling. Removing the ceiling is not the answer. There has to be an alternative thing. People have suggested various things, state funding of elections, give them some things in kind. Don't give them cash, because then the black money will also flow in, and they'll be taking money, if you have state funding of elections or something like that. So it has to be thought out. I mean, there are so many recommendations which Law Commission, committees, Election Commission, civil society organizations have been given, but they are just catching dust, just lying there, because they are not, political parties are not serious in reforming the electoral system. They want things to go on as it is. That is the
Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, where is the Election Commission falling short on this, if at all? How is the Election Commission falling short on this, if at all?
General Verma, one question, a small query to General Verma, who's definitely far more studied in this matter. What do you believe the average expenditure of serious candidates is, General Verma? I'm sure you have a reasonable estimate. What do you believe it is, order of?
It is between 6 to 8 crores. 6 to 8 crores and maybe more. It may go up to 10 crores. There is no, everybody knows that.
From state to state.
So does it mean that we raise the limit to 10 crores? What about the level playing field? I am asking you that question. What about the level playing field?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, what we are doing is we are making everybody into a thief. Please understand, General Verma, by these artificial limits, people will spend that money and it will keep rising. But, and in fact, I'm sure you are aware, there are some who spend 25 and 30 crores. Instead of talking of a completely fake limit, you also concede that it's a fake limit. The political class doesn't agree because they are shameless. I'm sorry, but they're saying no sense of saying I need to tell the truth. I cannot lie. At least George Fernandez years back told me the truth. He admitted that we don't spend within the limits.
Please, we are not here to hear all these rubbish. Please appreciate, sir. What do you mean by shameless? You are shameless. We are not sitting here to listen to you like these words. I don't want to what kind of jokers are there?
My apologies, sir.
You are joker. You are joker.
My apologies.
Mr. Joker,
No,
Gaurav,
please. This is Mr. Shailesh Gandhi speaking.
Apologies.
He is...
How he can say like this?
Gaurav, please mind your language here. Mr. Shailesh Gandhi.
My apologies.
Then why you are not interrupted?
You will not speak this way to our panelists. All right. Okay. Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, speaking from experience and being realistic, Gaurav, if you are not accepting an expenditure here which goes much beyond 75 lakhs, right?
Therefore, I'm saying, let's forget the political class.
Gandhi,
Why
please
don't
complete
we
your
as
point.
citizens and media ask for Why don't we ask for a limitless expenditure but insist that all money will be accounted for and we'll come down heavily? Secondly, I think we should ask the Election Commission what criminal action has been taken for 2014, for 2009. Please, unless we take action against people, this will keep continuing. We are living with a national lie, and that's what is painful to me at least.
Right, and that's coming in from some sense of very genuine concern. Gaurav, you would appreciate that here, that if a breakdown here of an upper limit is not workable, which is why we have so much black money here in the system, is being used illegally, do you think raising that cap would help? Do you really believe in that breakdown that you've given me here? Do you think raising that cap would help?
This cap to 75 lakh.
If it helps, let's revisit that figure.
Ma'am, definitely I am telling you. Ma'am, definitely I am telling you that increasing that cap is going to help improve the transparency in the system. And I am telling all your viewers that who raised to this 75 lakh? It's only the Congress party who had done that thing, because we know this is the genuine thing. And in the last 5 years, what BJP is doing, they are doing money laundering under the legal scheme. The same, I gave an example of Jan Dhan to demonetization. Electoral bond is the second example. And CM Star is having 1.8 crore and CM is not sacked. Why Pema Khandu is not sacked? Why Pema Khandu is not sacked? I am saying, why Pema Khandu is not sacked?
Which you have gained during the UPA 1 and UPA 2, and all those money is
why are certain Jan Dhan accounts under scrutiny for dubious deposits? This is not a lie. This is not a lie, Gulrez. This is not something that you can be totally unaware of. Why are certain Jan Dhan accounts being scrutinized for dubious deposits? How did you get dubious deposits in those accounts? The cash is sitting on those accounts and being used for elections.
The dubious deposit. Yes, it may have come. There may be.
He doesn't have any answer, ma'am. Even Jetli can't answer what he can answer.
Just listen, man. See, the main thing is that.
Yeah, okay, Gulrez, complete your point.
What to listen, boss? 11 lakh 20,000 account, 42,167 rupees deposited. And Jetli ji at first of all said we are going to split that.
Alright, final word we're going to have from Gulrez here, because this is one standalone question in everyone's mind. Alright, Gaurav, we've heard you, we've heard all our respectful panelists here.
They are doing for mission, not for commission.
Okay, we've got the breakdown as well. We've understood this better here, but we still haven't understood, Gulrez. This is the final word to you, and you'll have to be answering responsibly.
It is much more than enough.
How did black money come back in the system?
You want to ask
what happened to demonetization? Please answer.
The black money comes from various sources. I am telling you, one source is NGO, which helps Congress party. Another source is the participatory bonds, which were used. Participatory bonds introduced by P. Chidambaram ji, and most of the beneficiaries of that were the Congress party people and their leadership. So, and they are using that money today. One of the highest sitting minister, one of the highest
which means demonetization has failed. Say that. So, Mr. Gulrez, you're saying that there is still black money coming into the system from various other sources here, and demonetization has failed, which is why we're going to be suffering these elections.
Yes, if it is coming from foreign country, what demonetization has to do for the foreign country money? Ma'am, if the foreign country money, foreign parties are paying to the NGOs, especially the Christian NGOs, what can we do?
Because now foreign company having an Indian subsidiary, via Indian subsidiary he can donate.
If the
that's not the answer.
If the participatory notes with
that's not the answer. This is a drive which was aimed at weeding out black money. It hasn't happened. We have had unprecedented amount of black money seized by the Election Commission ever, Mr. Gulrez. You cannot be blaming this on anyone else apart from a drive that has not worked.
I am telling you the sources. The source is the NGO, the source is the participatory notes used by Congress party to fund their election engine. Why are you not
bhai, what is
understanding?
I'm
that
sorry, you
address
don't have
between your
anything to
electoral
support your claims here.
You doesn't understand anything. What is participatory notes?
I'm afraid we'll have to leave it at that. We'll have to leave it at that. Thank you to all our panelists here. At best, this is a responsibility that we have to take in our hands on our part. We can at best be a vigilant citizen, a vigilant voter this election season. Know your candidate. Let's do our homework. What's their work record? Has he or she delivered in the past with their work? Whether or not there is a criminal record, stay away from that candidate. Has there been a hate speech made by the candidate? Stay away from that candidate as well. If we're voting here to keep the system clean, to keep the social, secular fabric of the country together, if we are voting in the face of lies that have been told to us, let's be clear. Our vote cannot be bought. We will vote responsibly here. Thank you for being with us.